Did you save that other one just in case, or just
Nope.
over it? Nope. Okay.
Because there's nothing on it. And there's nothing else recording, so I couldn't splice that in either.
That was strong as fuck.
Yeah, I had some feedback on that one.
Hey, look. It's got lines now.
Yeah, it's bouncing. We're
All right.
professionals.
Let's just reverse and pretend none of that happened.
I don't think it works that way.
Oh, by golly, it does. I still got my
Hey, who are you? What are we?
I still got a lot to talk about.
Bat
Who are
nipples.
you? What are we?
Yeah,
Who are you? I am. Wait, who are you?
I am we.
Oh, fuck.
As you are me, and we are all together.
Now.
See how they run like pigs from the gun.
You're too good at that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so hi people. We are Dudes Watch a Movie podcast, video cast, audio cast,
Simulcast,
Cast,
multicast.
injection mold cast.
There you go.
It's getting a little
Yeah.
far. Anyway,
Yeah.
as you may see, we have our not new. You might become a regular at this point. It's good to have three people. I've noticed we bounce a lot more discussion. Lance or Legend of Lance, however you'd like to be referred.
Doesn't matter. I don't use it anyway.
Good enough.
Oh, we might just call you Lance.
Oh no! My name.
I am Dead Sprocket, joined by Notorious GING, and we watched Batman Forever. Came out in July or June. Fuck, I have Joel Schumacher pulled up.
Summer
'cause
'95.
He was the director. Yeah, basically.
Not to be confused with an actual shoemaker.
June 16th, 1995. This is episode 34. In case you were wondering, it'll be in the title card. Anyway, our plot, I summarize as Batman must battle former district attorney Harvey Dent, who is now Two-Faced, and Edward Nygma, the Riddler, with the help from a psychologist, I'm skipping that word,
There you go.
and a young circus acrobat who becomes his sidekick Robin. It just occurred to me, wasn't Batman and Robin the second film?
Fourth.
Film, yeah. This is the one that follows this.
We should point out we've already done like 20 minutes of this.
Yeah, it's
We
true.
realize we're
Yeah.
recording.
Movie magic,
So if we seem rushed, we've already covered half of this.
Yeah.
Yes, Batman and Robin is the fourth film. It goes Batman,
it was the second
Batman
one.
Returns, Batman Forever with Schumacher, and then Batman and Robin.
I thought
Which is
Batman
always
and Robin
weird.
was the second one, which really threw me for a loop.
Well, because in Batman Forever, he gets Robin.
Yeah.
And then in Batman and Robin, they get Batgirl.
Yeah. So you think that
Which
this
always
would be
throw
Batman.
yeah. That's why when I said
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
The
Yeah.
problem is, though, a marquee's not big enough to do Batman and Robin and Batgirl.
Batman and Robin, also Barbara Gordon.
I'm wondering, honestly, if they called it Batman and
Oh
Robin.
no, wait, she wasn't Barbara Gordon in that movie. That's right.
Yeah, because she was
She was
like
Alfred's
Alfred's niece.
niece.
Yeah.
From England,
Didn't
without
even
an
try
accent.
the accent. No. Good call, Silverstone.
Fuck it.
I wonder if they called it Batman and Robin, though, to try and tie in with the animated series would have switched
Probably.
over to the Adventures of Batman and Robin at that point.
Alright, so real quick, this movie is a cartoon.
Yep.
The Burton stuff was too dark. The toy line failed.
Correct.
Studio said, "Hey, we want a toy line." Sam
Make it bright,
Raimi
colorful.
was going to direct, or was at least considered to direct. That's a connection to Evil Dead.
Yep.
He didn't. No one liked Shoemaker or Kilmer. No one got along in this cast. Everyone hated it.
So it was like Blade.
I loved it.
Blade 3, was it?
I think it was just the one person in Blade that was the problem. I think everyone else got along but Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Just said,
yeah.
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
Nope. Fuck you. Yeah, and then I also I dropped a knowledge bomb of how we were talking about security guard, and he's a schmuck.
Okay, we can't gloss over the security guard, okay?
I'm not glossing
We do
over
need
it, I'm
to
going into it.
fully go back over how amazing. My glasses!
Not my hearing aid. Batman.
Wait, is that the same person that yells Batman, or is it just
Yeah.
another? Oh my god, that's even better.
I had to double check that.
Oh.
Like that can't be a different guy.
Whoa.
That has to be him.
It's very similar delivery, but I'm always so enamored by the zoom in at the same time that I've never paid attention.
But yeah, no, I basically was talking about how every line that was delivered by him and many other characters in the film essentially sounds like the script was taken directly from a comic book.
Yep.
Like you've got Two-Face going ah, and cuts to another scene. Like it doesn't have him go ah and then continue to talk. He just
That just ends it.
yells and then cuts to something else. He's done that several times in there. And he made a point where the guy had to say it's boiling acid, otherwise we would not know.
Correct. In a comic, we wouldn't know. In this, it's pretty fucking obvious because it's like pink and going. Yeah.
I don't know why it has to be boiling acid.
I think it's a base actually. It doesn't seem very acidic, you know.
It's
Let's get the pH reader.
It's
in
the
there.
same acid that turned us into the man we are today.
This is true.
That's what Two-Face says.
He says we because there's two.
Right.
Yeah.
That dual person.
Excuse me, we'll be driving now.
Yes. Oh, also, we mentioned on run number 1, talking about how excited people were for this movie, and then how that probably quickly deteriorated. There is a podcast of Fat Man on Batman where Kevin Smith watches this movie and then like will commentate over it, and it's super insightful because that man is like an encyclopedia of things that happen when it comes to superheroes. But he talks about like his first time in theaters and how the opening sequence, minus the weird it's acid guy, he was super psyched about. He's like, oh, it's kind of campy, I guess, like with the neon Tommy guns and things like that. But there were a whole bunch of other like comic book boner moments, like when the henchman calls him Face instead of Two-Face, he just Face.
Holy steel, Batman.
Hadn't got that far yet. At that point, I think he knew what the movie was.
Let's save
Yeah.
the Burt Ward reference.
Who is adorned on our wall that no one can see.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's right back there behind the controller.
Oh, next to the multipass.
I also was going to say, the one thing about The Dark Knight, why I feel it did get so much hype, was they did a transmedia production with it. So before it came out, there was people who were basically signed up on this website, and you'd start getting clues from the Joker being later on. You get phone calls, and there's like stuff, and so people would actually have to post pictures of themselves, like as the Joker, and march around, or they'd have a. There was a particular moment where there was a specific bag they had to find that was kept in a locker at a bowling alley, and someone who had the key, like who found it or whatever, had to show up, and then everyone was curious and like probably fucking crowded the shit out of that bowling alley, and then just to find out what was in the locker in the bag. And so they had all of this hype for
Was
this
it a
movie
link to a
before it came
website?
out. That's the thing, and so it kind of was, but what had happened is they had a plan where everyone was going to meet up, and then they basically took a spotlight of sort and then put like the Bat logo up on a building. Well, then because the Joker got to him first, suddenly it started like having like the weird like lipstick writing all over it, ha ha ha, we got you type of stuff. And so like it's the Joker who is recruiting people to take down the Batman, but there's also people who were actually marching through the streets who had vote for Harvey Dent signs and shit. So I can't imagine how other people who didn't know what was going on would be feeling. Probably
Yeah, it'd be
really
strange.
confused, but
It
I
was
just think something like that's incredible.
It was like a guerrilla ad marketing campaign.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
or
Yeah.
ag reality.
So they did
campaign.
kind of the same thing with Prometheus when it came out. Waylon, the leader guy, actually they filmed a big giant, I think it's like 20-minute long video of him doing a TED talk. And
Maybe instead of trying to match
Mean.
the Dark Knight's marketing campaign, they should have tried to match the Dark Knight's quality of movie
Yeah.
and like storytelling and characters. I think that would have been a stronger choice.
Yeah, probably. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's a cool marketing campaign that I can't imagine how much extra shit it took to make it. But yeah, unfortunately, I guess as you guys stated, that didn't have such a good after credit watch or after reaction after watching the film.
Yeah, I think it was probably for a lot of people a hard 180.
Do you think that would have like influenced then future sales of it, like a couple weeks down the road after hearing how terrible
Yeah, I
it
don't
was?
know. And
That's kind of
Yeah.
how movies happen.
For those that wait and then realize it's terrible.
Especially
when
back
the reviews
then.
come out.
yeah,
I mean, that happens now, especially.
It was
Uh-huh.
95. They didn't have much of that internet connection yet.
I was
that's
gotta
true.
turn on the
Well-
Robert Eper and Roper and at the movies, whoever the fuck they were.
See,
God damn it.
Something that a lot of people don't know. Back in the day, people used to read reviews on things called newspapers.
That's true.
And critics would go see the movie and then say, good or bad.
Back when word of mouth was more important than word of Yelp or whatever else there
Than
is.
the Twitter stars and,
Thumbs
and
up,
Facebook
thumbs
reviews.
downs, and
Let's be real. The only reviews people watch for movies anymore is straight on YouTube.
that's true. True.
I've just given up on reviews, though. I always get mad at them. It doesn't matter if they're positive or negative. I just get angry, and I don't know why.
That's internet culture for
You
you.
should agree with me.
You just get angry. Another thing I forgot to address, you guys. Val Kilmer looks super uncomfortable in his bat suit every time. Like this whole lower half of his face just seems very.
What, did he always have his
Take a
mouth
shit.
open? Like every time.
A
he's
lot,
like,
yeah. It's probably because he can't breathe very well through his nose. I
That's
think.
true.
Yeah.
You have to mouth breathe with a cow
Yeah.
like that because I would imagine it probably doesn't have any nose holes.
It does, but I mean, I feel like it's
see it.
still probably like contracting his nasal passage.
I can't imagine the amount of sweat that was in there too.
This is Val Kilmer's second appearance on our podcast, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
He's in
'cause
Heat.
He was in Heat, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why I want to say MacGruber because we didn't watch that.
No, but we could. Also, Val Kilmer, best Batman.
Are we best live action Batman or any and all Batman?
Oh, that's not fair. It was a sarcastic live action. Yeah. But no, Kevin Conroy, 100% the best Batman.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know.
absolutely.
I feel like wasn't Clooney one of them?
There is nothing
I
you
feel
can
like
say.
He played the better playboy, the better Bruce Wayne.
I think Clooney would nail it now, but he's dog shit in that movie.
He didn't care.
I mean,
Yeah. It's a comic book. Wait, well, it's a cartoon. There we go.
Well, that's something that carries over from this one, where there's so many people that were attached or approached. Like Robin Williams was asked to be the Riddler, but supposedly he was still mad that they chose Jack Nicholson to be the Joker. And he never got rid of that, and he didn't.
You wanted to be the Joker?
Originally, he was going to be the Joker in the first movie, but they went with
Robin Williams?
yeah. I didn't dig into this. So do your own research.
Surface level.
I could see him doing like a really creepy Riddler.
Yeah, I would see him more as the Riddler than I would the
Isn't
Joker.
he playing a horror movie? Like as a dude who's like developing film, or am I thinking?
Oh yeah, it was that 2-hour development or
Something
1-hour
like that.
development. That was a good movie.
I haven't seen it, but I heard he played a real creeper. In
That was
one.
real good.
So good, apparently.
Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the creepy stuff now. But there was a lot of people that were attached, like the Sam Raimi thing, but he dropped out. There was Keaton
Yep.
was going to be back in it, but when Burton backed out, he backed out because he didn't like Schumer. Leonardo DiCaprio as Robin.
So was Schumer just the
He
problem?
backed out.
Schumacher, was he just the problem? Is that what people?
It
think
sounds
a
like
lot
a
of things.
cluster. Yeah.
I'm sure Burton didn't like that it was taken away from him.
Yep.
And then a lot of people liked Burton, but didn't like what the studio was doing.
He didn't like it was taken away from him, but he was a producer for it.
Oh, he wants that payday.
I mean, yeah, you're
Yes.
getting paid. But
Got to get something out of it. I kind of would have liked 95. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio would have been way better as Robin.
also considered Mark Wahlberg.
He would have been too old at the time. That's the big problem is Chris O'Donnell he's supposed to be at best a 17-year-old because they talk about
That's
custody.
college student.
Yeah, well, he's like, how about you go to college? And that's why they leave him with Bruce because he has to have a legal guardian.
He looks like he's in his mid to late 20s.
That's what I'm getting at. He's like 16 going on 36. Like,
90210 syndrome going
yeah,
on.
this is the biggest issue with the entire movie now as an adult. Never crossed my mind as like a child when I first watched it. It was never like, man, he looks way older than he should be. But like listening to it now, I'm like, this dude's supposed to be 17. This dude looks like he's been shaving for 10 years.
Right?
Do you guys want to hear some names that were considered for the role of Batman?
Yes,
So we have William Baldwin. I don't know who that is.
I assume one of the Baldwins.
I would assume, but right behind him, Alec Baldwin. That one I know. Daniel Day-Lewis,
Oh my God.
Keanu Reeves,
Oh,
Ethan
know
Hawke,
that
Tom Hanks, Johnny Depp,
it's like good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad.
and Kurt motherfucking Russell.
Thank you for dropping the motherfucker.
That would have been good.
Huh. I think out of all those,
Why?
Daniel Day-Lewis, but not in this movie, would have been really cool.
That name sounds so familiar. I can't.
There Will
picture
Be
his
Blood.
face.
He's the butcher in Gangs of New York.
What was his name again? Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah. My Left Foot.
I'm thinking
Lincoln,
of
Abraham Lincoln movie that came out a couple
I'm
years
thinking
back.
of Hey Lady, Pretty Lady.
You lost me.
I can't
Who else,
think of his name.
who else did you go through?
Daniel.
Oh, I got it right here.
Okay, he does not look familiar.
Ethan Hawke, not so great, I don't think. Tom Hanks is an awful choice.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, like you said, probably not for Batman. Good Nightwing, probably, though.
I'm Batman.
You seen Gangs of New York, right?
I've seen commercials for it.
Alec Baldwin. That one wouldn't have been a bad option at the time because he hadn't put on the weight
he
yet.
would have done a good Bruce
Like
Wayne,
Val
I
Kilmer.
think.
That's what I was thinking. And honestly, that's the more important aspect of
This has been a trouble with every Batman movie. They're either a good Bruce Wayne or they're a good Batman.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get both. I wish they would just pull the trigger and have two actors.
Right.
Try to find one that at least look or sound similar.
Or why don't they just find the one actor that can do both? Daniel Day-Lewis
Why
could have
not
done
both?
it. Yeah.
I mean, Christian Bale didn't
yeah.
do terrible.
He wasn't a great Bruce Wayne, though.
I mean, he
Or
had
a great
swap
Batman.
face.
I don't know.
I'd agree with him on Batman, but
I think
Batman-
time has not been kind to his Batman just because of the voice.
oh,
Which one are we talking about
one
now?
that's
I
gonna
spaced
be-
out, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Swear to me.
I think as a middle/high schooler, it was awesome. But now all I can think is his voice would be shredded after a year.
Well, that's
doing
why
that.
he only did in the first movie.
Yeah,
He
it
changed it
progressively got-
completely
yeah.
and
Well, did he
just,
start wearing, like,
I'm just going to talk like this.
No, that's that would have been Ben Affleck where he had the modulator.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where Ben Affleck, I think, not an awful Bruce Wayne, but definitely a better Batman than a Bruce Wayne, just because he broke people's
There was
faces.
a lot more wrong with those movies.
Yeah, it's bad.
Those are hard to really. Those weren't like solid. Those weren't solo Batman films.
They're kind of like the dark and gritty version of these ones, where they're just not good, but they don't have the fun campness to make them rewatchable. They're just terrible.
just bad.
It's not good when Ben Affleck is the best part of the movie.
Right.
Like, no insult to Ben Affleck, he's the bomb in Phantoms, or whatever. But I mean, especially in Justice League, when it's all these people finally coming together and it's so lackluster that you're just like, well, it means Bruce Wayne was good, I guess.
Decided with a wet
Yeah.
blanket.
Yeah.
So this was in our now missing footage. These movies are
Right there.
sorry, brain fart. These movies are connected. Multiple actors playing the same roles. Gordon is the
Yep.
same actor.
Yep. Alfred.
Alfred's the same actor.
Alfred, I believe, is the only one to go across all four. Maybe
I think
Gordon.
I'm pretty sure Gordon. He was in the first one.
He's definitely in the
first
definitely
one,
Batman and
this
Robin.
one, and Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
so I'm
true.
assuming
Yep.
he's in Batman
Yep.
Returns. But Billy D. Williams was supposed to be brought back for Harvey Dent. That's the only reason he took the role
Yep.
in Batman Returns, so he could come back in forever.
Got the shaft on that.
Yeah, he got bought out and then replaced by Tommy Lee Jones, which I don't know. I would like to see Billy D as Dent and Two-Face, but Jones is just. It's not good, but it's enjoyable what he does.
It's,
the manic laughter.
It's not how you typically see Tommy Lee Jones.
right.
yeah,
It's
that's.
he's out of his element, but he
Yeah.
does it so well.
I've got a
What's,
note about that I don't see Tommy Lee Jones. I see Two-Face.
What's
Yeah.
the movie where he's like, I want to patrol in every outhouse, in-house, farmhouse. We're going to find this motherfucker.
I would assume
Is
that.
that There Will Be Blood or
No
Country for Old
it's,
Men?
It depends. Is he really old when he says it?
I have no idea.
It could be No Country for Old Men. It could be. What's the one where he's like, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. I think it might be The Fugitive.
That might be it. I've never actually seen the movie, but I know
Yeah.
that scene, and that's all I can really see when I hear Two-Face talking in this.
That's another thing to talk about. The roller coaster. It must have been seeing this in theaters. When you first see Two-Face, he is in full-on like, I am Tommy Lee Jones and I am going to act my ass off until he turns over for the first time.
Yep.
And then he's just like, and we're off the deep end. But he's like doing his like creepy like angry whisper and all that kind of stuff. And he's like talking a million miles a second. And then he just blind, stupid, dumb luck. But I love Two-Face in this. It's so fun.
He was good.
Him and Jim Carrey's Riddler are the only reason to watch the movie.
Yep, that's
True.
That's why
I find the rest of it very boring.
I think those two. Well, I don't know if
why
I
I
should
went
say
with
about
Fred.
Tommy
But
Lee
they're
Jones.
not as quotable as Arnold and.
I don't know, man. There's some pretty good quotes.
I
in
would
here.
put those two up against Arnold and Uma Thurman every day of the week. As to which one I would rather watch on an enjoyability basis, I'd put those two up.
Yeah, this one was more enjoyable, but as I was saying in the now deleted, lost forever to the space and time continuum,
Ether.
This one I forgot. I just forgot this movie existed because Batman and Robin is so bad.
That's the meme.
It just overtakes everything. Nice to meet you.
And
That's the thing. I just wanted to do my Arnold impersonation. That's all I wanted to do.
well, we might do
what I
it for the
wanna
next
pick.
one. I haven't
Maybe.
decided yet. It's gonna either be that or Ben Affleck Daredevil.
I've never seen Daredevil.
Ooh, I got it on Blu-ray. It's fantastic.
Oh boy.
Really bad.
Should do a watch party.
But
Oh, that has
I have a theory about. I guess not a theory. An idea. I don't know what I want to label it as. Between this movie and Batman and Robin, I think that this is the. If you watch the two, this is definitely the more fun one and the more enjoyable watch, because I think the fun of Batman and Robin is just bringing up those moments and quoting them. But I think if you actually try and sit through that movie,
Oh, yeah.
it's not as fun of a time.
It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
To that, I, again, lost the ether. The Burton movies were so dark, kids got turned off by them, and the toy line failed.
Well, yeah, because Penguin was terrifying.
Penguin bit off a dude's
he
nose.
was. I was legitimately afraid of that.
Was it
guy
Michelle
as a kid.
Pfeiffer in latex?
Okay, that wasn't terrifying. That was
Giving
like an
you-
entirely different feeling.
That was enticing.
I want to buy that toy. But those were dark. Studio didn't like that. So when Schumacher takes over, they're like, "Hey, cartoon. It's cartoon. Remember, it's cartoon." So this is a transition movie. In Batman and Robin, that was full blown studio control. Cartoon, colors, boom, campy action. Doesn't matter if it
Weird.
makes sense or not. Toys. We want to sell toys.
That
That's
does
why
make sense.
there's ice skating Batman. That's why
Transformers
there's
around that time doing their toy selling thing too.
I mean, they've been around
Transformers,
since the 80s.
He-Man, Power
Yeah.
Rangers. They all existed to sell toys.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they existed.
That makes
Right.
sense. So all the different iterations of the Bat costumes
Even
that they have, the different
even in
vehicles.
this one, at the end, he has the sonar Bat costume.
Yep.
That's a toy. They have the Bat boat, the Bat plane, the Batmobile.
You want to know something really cool
Robin.
about those? I definitely did have a toy, and I pains me to this day. But it's the Batmobile, which again I still think is maybe not my favorite Batmobile. I like the one from the animated show a lot, but you could pop off the wheels, like the front wheels and the back wheels would slide off, and then it was the Batboat. Like it had the cutout in the front, and then on the side,
The old style one, or was that
the one from this movie.
Oh, okay.
So you could pop those off, and like it would take the whole front chassis and the back chassis off, and it was the boat. But then you could also pop the wings in on the side, so it was all three in one. It was fucking amazing, and you could put a little Batman inside it and just chuck it at the wall.
This is why the movie was made. Toys.
Success, because I even remember the commercials promoting it. They drive the thing through like a stack of ice blocks, and I'm just like, who has those and why? What? I was like driving through like the living room, like, man, I wish I had some ice blocks right now.
Did you? Side tangent. Did you ever have the game like Icebreaker?
Oh, don't break the ice.
Don't break
Don't
the
break
ice.
the
Yeah,
ice.
I like
Love that
tap
game.
them out.
Oh boy.
Lance,
why-
where were you in my childhood? We had that game.
That's why I always thought those were like. Is that they're just turning the sides? With how?
Is it made by Hasbro? Maybe they're just like pulling up random other things they got to decorate the set to make it look
Mattel,
cool.
here we come.
I also had the entire line of not the entire line, but I had like the Batman, the Robin, the Two-Face, and the Riddler. And I specifically remember in kindergarten, it was fun to just throw them up in the tree and watch them hit the branches and come down. Robin never came back.
I will not be subject to this torture any longer.
So I've got Batman, Two-Face, and Riddler somewhere, but no
It's funny you
Robin.
mention that. I used to do that all the time with. I had a Woody from Toy Story that.
You had a what?
I had a Woody.
Do you hang out with Buzz?
You
Dildos.
just ruined it all. No, but I had the Woody, and I basically used to throw it up into the tree and do the same thing because it had like a rag doll, because it was like a puppet.
Yeah.
And then I threw it too far to the right, and it got stuck on the roof all through fall and winter. And I got it down in spring, and it smelled like old leaves.
Oh.
It was the worst. Thanks, Dad.
do we want to talk about the overt sexuality between?
100%.
Did you do your Chase Meridian joke?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
she sounds like a shitty bank. Sorry, that was also in the ether.
The second.
What's in your wallet? You know? More like what's in her wallet. You know what I'm saying? Batman.
More like what's in Batman's front wallet.
Oh, thank
A
God.
penis.
My mistake is lost to the ether now. I'm not gonna relive it.
And now I don't remember it and I'll never know. They'll eat at me as I try to sleep tonight.
What a boy.
So her deal in this movie.
The second Batman shows up, it's I want to bang you eyes. It's like that was the whole problem with Michelle Pfeiffer and Catwoman character. Too sexualized. Immediately intense sexual
You know what the big difference is though?
frustration.
Michelle Pfeiffer's actually sexy. Nicole Kidman is a very attractive young lady.
I would not say no.
She is like, if we can get like super gross cis pig real quick, you know what I'm saying?
We are three
No,
white
say
men.
Yes. So she's pretty, right? But she's got that whole like kind of girl next door pretty. Like if you saw her walking down the street, you'd be like, wow, dang. But in comparison to like in movies, it's not like, oh man, that's the hottest girl I've ever seen. But it seems like that's the idea that they want to try and portray.
Yeah.
Like she just seems very boring and bland. Like there's not a whole lot of character to Nicole Kidman. Like
A lot of this movie
Features
is
wise.
boring and bland.
I would say very much the opposite.
Minusing the villains.
I think it's very bright and in your face. It's so you, but also so you.
The villains are yes. A lot of that is because it's Carrie.
That's true.
Because mid '90s Carrie
That's the thing.
is untouchable.
I made a note of that. I felt like he was playing the exact same character from The Mask. The film
Basically,
came out in
Kinda, yeah.
'94, and
I
then
wonder-
'95 this comes out, and he's almost exactly the same type of witty and over the top, and just very wah, ah, and like he's wearing a fucking suit, just like in The Mask. So I'm sure it was really easy for him to transition into something like that.
so Mask came out first, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
'94.
Dang.
I looked it up. Just
I
'cause
wonder
it
if this is like with Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. Reynolds' character in Blade Trinity, someone was like, "Hey, you're
Yeah.
basically doing a Deadpool,"
Yeah.
and then they're just like, "Hey, let's get in for Deadpool later
do it
on."
anyway.
If someone saw Mask and said, "Yes, we want that for the Riddler,"
The only problem with that is if someone saw The Mask and went, yes, we want that for the Riddler, they don't fucking know what the Riddler is. 'Cause that's the only problem with this movie that I have is only. That's one of the problems I have with this movie when I actually think about it, is he is not the Riddler in this movie. He's closer to like a less violent Joker.
Yeah, I also made a note in that he seems more like a more psychotic Joker.
Not
I
even-
guess more comedic Joker.
More like playful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there.
He's not as
He kind of
chaotic.
uses his brain, I
it
guess.
works
but
though. I think it works. I think if you had someone that played more of a straight-faced Riddler, just
Johnny Depp would,
riddle me
I
this,
think.
Batman.
Where does he even work? Like, is he actually just
He works at Wayne Tech,
it's just as
At
a
the
scientist,
beginning,
a
yeah.
general scientist,
like
of
R&D
nothing
or
specific?
something. Yeah.
Can
So
we-
maybe he's not really all that smart.
Can we talk about how it takes Batman, the world's greatest detective,
Oh yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
entire movie to
Oh, yeah.
figure out who's sending me these weird things? Someone who's obsessed with me. Hi, my name's Mr. Edward Nigma. You hired me. Well, we never actually met, but I tell everyone that you hired me. You're my best friend. Hi.
I'm honestly starting to think that world's greatest detective is sarcastic.
Yeah.
Cause holy fucking shit. I told him that I was like 13 watching Batman vs. Dracula. It took this dude 45 minutes to figure out that Alucard is Dracula backwards. Drove me crazy. And then this one, as soon as he's like, Nigma, Nigma, Edward Nigma. He's walking out and he's like, clearly the video was doctored. And it's like, don't you pretend like you knew this the whole time, Batman.
Don't you fuck
First
on me.
off, it may have taken him 45 minutes. It took Dracula the entire movie to figure out Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Yeah. No shit. That's another thing with this movie. It almost seems like they knew he was like Bruce was Batman the entire time. So why do they keep? He's telling
I was
everyone in this
wondering
movie.
about that.
Batman.
He's worse than Spider-Man.
That's another thing. We'll get back to that. But Nigma's beef with Bruce makes sense.
He didn't
Turned him
take
down.
up, yeah.
It's kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man,
We don't talk about that. Trash here.
Electro, whatever his name is. Jamie
You
Lee
know my
Foxx
name. He
was
knows my
like,
name.
We're friends. He doesn't love me. I'm gonna kill him now. It's that kind
Yeah.
of thing. What? I don't really get why the Riddler, other than wanting the Capitol to pay off Two-Face to kill Batman,
Mm-hmm.
but he takes it kind of more personally, like he knows they're one and the same,
Yeah.
but he doesn't get that till later.
And it's to the point where he even literally starts dressing like Bruce Wayne and gets the fake mole and everything.
Yeah, I like that. I like.
It's a good touch, but like his whole scheme doesn't make sense.
Side note, I didn't know Drew Barrymore was in this movie.
Yeah.
I never knew
She's
that was her.
the angel.
Spice,
Not
or
the devil.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Yep. Sugar
Or
Spice.
Lace. What's her original name? Leather and Lace.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, Bruce Wayne is terrible at hiding his identity.
Yeah.
And he avoids every question really terribly.
How many people know his identity by the end of this movie? Definitely at least 10 people around him that are at the circus that heard him go, I'm Batman! Let's see.
And no one else reacts. There's like, ah!
The Riddler definitely knows. I feel like
He's crazy now.
Harvey has to know at that
Harvey's
by
dead,
the end of
though.
it. That's true. Well, maybe. You never know. It's a comic book. Everyone comes back. Aunt May got sniped and she was fine.
To be fair, he sold his marriage to the devil.
Robin definitely knows. Alfred knows, of course. But I don't know. It just seemed like...
Have you ever seen that College Humor sketch where all the little girls figure out Bruce Wayne's Batman, and then Gordon comes in. He's like, "Yeah, we've known for a long time.
We just play along.
We just play along with him, you know."
We just let him live out his
wacky
delusion.
Bruce. This is a gun.
Helicopter. There it is. I have a question about this movie though. Who is it for?
Kids.
Other than selling toys. If
Hey,
you think
there's
about
toys.
but if you like throughout the whole spectrum of it, so you definitely got that aspect, and they've got like
I would assume the comic book readers, because I mean it's that style.
they make literal cartoon sounds like honk and bing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but then at the same time,
grunts.
they're like trying to play up this romance line between Chase, what's in your wallet, Meridian, and Bruce, I never
Chase,
leave the
get
house
inside
without
me.
it, Batman. You know,
That's the next movie.
that's true. But like they always they get them talking like an inch away from each other's face, and they're about to kiss, and he's like popping a bone in that rubber pantsuit he's got on. But then they cut right back to cartoon noises. I'm like, who the fuck is this movie for?
That's why I wonder. Again, in the ether, I mentioned that Schumacher wanted to make a dark prequel based on Batman Year One to the Burton movies. Like, no, don't do dark. Do what we want to do. It's transition to silly, wacky
Yeah.
stuff. The gimmicky noise, the grunts,
Oh, yeah.
the electrocuting.
All the people
I
in the
love
scuba
that.
outfit gets caught in the net and they're still talking to each other.
Supposedly, this is the only movie that shows Batman swimming.
I can tell you why. That's hard to breathe, like in that fucking suit. I assure you.
Robin's suit weighed 41 pounds.
Damn.
Ooh, Robin's
Robin's suit.
much
So
is
I
that?
don't know.
probably more.
Add a cowl to it, and it's about the same
And the
thing.
cape, soaking wet.
Robin's had a cape.
It was a smaller.
It's like a half cape, yeah. That's true.
Damn, that's a lot of latex or whatever they made it out of.
Watching it this time too,
black
like
rubber.
we also lost the ether why they had nipples on them. If you want to drop that knowledge,
Greek statues,
Yeah.
anatomically reminiscent.
just
correctly.
missing the
perfect
flaccid
name.
penis. That's all.
Yeah.
Watching it this time too. Speaking of like the henchmen that get shocked at the beginning, Two-Face's henchmen seem like they should be in Arkham Asylum, like enemies. Like they've got like the really over the top.
The luchador.
and they've got like all the piercings
They're
everywhere.
sticking out through.
And they've got the different like enemy types where some of them have the Tommy gun, but then the guy comes in, he's got the two blades. He's like, shh, and you can't just parry that guy. You got to flip over him.
I kind of like if this had been Keaton's Batman, he would just sidestep and throw him out the elevator.
Instead of catching him.
Yeah.
Because Keaton was
and
a
that was
literal
like the
murderer.
catch. Okay, I'm not going to kill this one.
Not
People
this
do
one.
die, but not by
100%.
Batman's hand.
Oh, Michael Keaton kills people.
Does he?
100%.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I keep confusing Keaton and Kilmer.
Yeah, Kilmer doesn't kill people.
I keep
Yeah.
swoop swapping. Oh god, I had something. I forgot it now.
Do we linger on this moment? Do we stay here with
Why do you have a bat on your thing? That's a Rorschach test. Why are you seeing a bat? Hey, what's this doll over here? It looks like Two-Face. I mean, I'm not Batman. He's terrible at it.
I believe my answer was, what the fuck else is that supposed to be, you stupid bitch? Like, it's clearly a bat.
It's subtle.
Yeah.
It's
this
a butterfly.
This movie is very subtle.
I mean, this
you have
movie's
to
for
peel
kids.
back the layers.
This movie's for kids, but they have a vagina picture on the wall. What the
Yeah.
hell, guys?
I did make a comment about how the lighting in the scene with the Riddler, or I guess at the time Edward Nygma, it looked very sickly. I was like, maybe that's what they were going for, maybe because he's sick in the head. But then all that just went out the window with the rest of the film.
Yeah.
So it's not as deep as I'd like to think it was.
This movie actually used to get me in trouble in daycare because Batman
What?
made out with Chase Meridian. So I was like making out with like the other girls. And
Are you serious?
It was like a shelf, and they're like, you can't do that. I was like, well, Batman does it.
Batman does it.
So yeah, yep, definitely suicide.
I have that line in there.
I just had to sneak it in there at some point throughout this thing.
I love.
Goodbye, cruel world. Yep, clearly suicide case closed.
Thanks for helping us, Bruce Wayne, who's not Batman. I love Carrie's early performance. It works. It's wacky and weird and unsettling.
I
but it
feel like
works.
I want to say he was the first one to understand what this movie was gonna be.
Which is why he's perfect for it.
Yeah, nails it every time. He what was cracking us up when he's like giving the guy the letter and he's crying about it. He's like, and if you look at
It's clearly in his handwriting.
yeah, matches.
You'll see it matches perfectly.
Yeah.
Sentence structure and spacing.
And it goes right back to crying.
I love that. That's perfect.
Can we talk about the shoemaker here real quick and what he did to Batman?
What?
Well, first of all, he brought in some really good things, like, well, obviously the nipples,
Yeah.
but also, the studio for sure was like, hey, we need to color it up, but I think Schumacher was the one that's like, fuck it, we'll do neon and black lights. I still like the black light gang that they fight, and like
Down
he's got
the-
the skull painted on him.
I felt like that was because I didn't know that Tim Burton was just a producer, because I thought that was...
It's kind of got his vibe too, doesn't it?
Because like he does that in Nightmare Before Christmas, he does a lot of that blacklight shit in there, and so like why not bring it to a real actual set?
Something about those two things trigger like memories in my head of Lost Boys, even though neither of those are in Lost Boys. It's just that like kind of
Beat him up in an alley.
yeah, like it's dirty but not dirty, if that makes sense. Like it's very Hollywood grunge instead of actual like dirt. But the one thing that irritates the shit out of me watching it back now, that man loved his Dutch angles in this movie.
Oh my
Like
God.
the entire movie, like remember I was laying down at that one point. I was like, oh hey, look, it's finally lined up for me.
I have a thing in here. I got a question then for you guys while we're on that topic. What are your guys' thoughts on Dutch angles and their effectiveness? And then also, what are some, like, do you know any movies that do them really well?
Not off the top of my head, I can't think of any. I think I don't know what the degree is. At what point it's ridiculous.
Too much?
Yeah, because like this movie, there's straight up some like, it seems like 45
Maybe
degrees
20
almost.
is kind of pushing.
I would say like 3 to 5 is like ideal, because it's just enough to be like, why is this weird? But once you go past that, once you know what a Dutch angle is, all you're thinking is fucking Dutch angle. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm so
Kick in my
uncomfortable.
neck.
Yeah.
The answer is Battlefield Earth.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I know
Oh,
I've heard
it's
such
great.
terrible things about it.
We'll
It's
get a full
great.
motion mount and just fix that real quick.
Second, I'll be honest. I got so bored watching this movie. Like an hour in, I just stopped paying attention and went to go do something else and just listened and went back. So I didn't notice Dutch angles.
I
I'm
definitely
sorry.
was browsing Reddit for the second
was
half,
gonna
but
say,
that's
I
only because
noticed you were doing-
I've seen this movie
But-
literally dozens of times.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't watching and I still knew everything that was happening and could quote it. Like, it didn't matter.
That's fair. The other one I have a question underneath that one is, how effective do you think it is for Batman to put black eye makeup on every
lot.
single time?
A lot.
I mean, is it necessary?
I get why they do it for the character. I don't assume that he does it in universe. Like in movie, I don't think Batman's sitting there painting eye makeup on. That's just something done so the costume looks good.
Yep.
I wish
Because
they
you
would've added
can't
it to the
do the
I
comic.
think he does do it though in universe. The thing is, I have seen animated like Batman movies as well as a couple of drawings where they do not apply like the full around, and it looked goofy as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
So if Batman's trying to strike fear, I feel like the first iterations he put it on, he's like, I don't look menacing, and then just gave himself a little Marilyn Manson thing going.
That's
It's like,
probably what
now
it
I look
is.
menacing.
Riddler
Like
did
it
too.
it does, like it would also help him kayfabe here, a little wrestling term. If he needs to be stealthy, which again he should cover this part, but he can kind of the eyes are a big thing that will stand out in shadow. So if he can mitigate that as much as possible, it makes sense. But I do like the idea that he has to send Alfred to like the local Walgreens to get more eye makeup.
Get me some smudge.
Alfred, I need more mascara.
I'm going for the smoky look.
The god am I.
Was that over the top? I could never tell.
I always wondered as a kid if was he going for "I'm a beast" or when he says that line.
Oh, nobody knows. Only Jim Carrey knows. Only Jim Carrey knows.
This is the first movie where Batman is referred to as Dark Knight.
That's true.
And it's only in
Caught it.
a news report. You don't even get to see it; it's just you hear it.
I love the news reports in this movie too.
Yeah, they're expositional.
Last night, deranged criminal Harvey Dent sent a helicopter into the Statue of Liberty. In other news,
Batman survived. In other news, Bruce Wayne, who's not Batman,
Definitely
is doing
not.
this.
I'm Vicky Vale.
Subtle.
Who the fuck cares? Apparently,
Wasn't Vicky Vale in one of the earlier movies? Wasn't she a love interest?
I want to say she's the
First one, I would
photographer,
say.
yeah. But in actual like canon, she's like a reporter. So that's one of those things where it was weird.
I mean, if you think about it, they're probably used to crime at this point, and it's nothing new.
Although I suppose in the first one she is a reporter. She's not the photographer. No, she is the photographer. What the fuck? God damn it, Tim Burton.
She's a photographer that's reporting. I don't know.
A journalist.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh man, he should be in this movie too.
Oh god,
That's a conspiracy.
he would make a really good Gordon.
He would. Yeah, he would. 100%.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons doing Gordon.
You mean the one that is playing Gordon?
What?
Isn't he Gordon in Batman v Superman? Or Dawn of Justice?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, he's Gordon.
Is it? Look that up. Look that up real quick. We gotta find out because this
He's
could change
Gordon
everything.
in Justice
J.K.
League.
Simmons.
How many of you are there? Not enough.
Well, that just means we were right. Also,
No. Yeah.
just a thought here. Nice, good call.
Yeah.
That was a weak ass half five.
I didn't want to slam into my microphone.
We
With it enough.
while watching this movie, I also thought that if nothing else, this movie is unique. Like I can't think of any other movie.
What the fuck?
J.K. Simmons is ripped.
Yeah, he is. It's weird, right?
Have you seen
Jesus.
the lifting picture?
No, but I seen him in Whiplash, and he had some guns.
Would you like to?
Okay, take it away.
veins
Take it away.
and
Take it away. Take it away. Can you think of any other movie like this? Batman and Robin even is not like this movie. Like,
No.
there's not. I don't think I've ever seen another movie that's a weird combination of camp, funny, ironically funny, unintentionally funny, weirdly, oddly sexual. And just as absurd as it is. Like, I don't know that any other movie could fit this mold.
Bats aren't rodents.
Just going for
Miss
a lot of
Chase.
things.
Oh my god, I
is
want
that
to fuck
really?
you.
This intense dialogue about, do you want to fuck? I want to fuck, but we can't fuck. Are you sure we can't fuck? Kids movie. We can't fuck.
Do you know
Bats
why
aren't
he
rodents.
likes her so much? Because she's fucking insane, and Batman has a problem with insane people. Like every person Batman has
does.
ever dated has been a psychopath, and this Chase Meridian is no different. She literally comes to this town. He flies in. She thinks, "Oh my god, I need him," and then dates Bruce, and is like, "There's another man." And then goes, "It's not you, it's Bruce I love." And then it's like, "I finally decided it's you." It's like, what the fuck? I think you're Two-Face. Holy shit.
Do you understand? I understand.
I love that.
Well.
The billionaire Bruce Wayne invites you out and then invites you on a second date, and you're like, yeah, no, I want to fuck this guy who's emotionally unavailable and might be a psychopath.
I love rock climbing, but black rubber. Latex, sorry.
No, she says rubber.
Does she?
Yep. I was
Wow.
waiting for her to say latex, but nope.
The line is, or do I need skin-tight latex and a whip?
100%
That was-
yes. Michelle Pfeiffer. Give it every time.
Right now.
But no, I can't think of any other movie. I think
Nothing
that's
fits the
because it's, again, a transition film.
Yep.
It's going from, so many things are fighting it.
Yeah, there's so many things that had to fall into place for this movie to be what it was that I don't think you could recreate it either. Like, I don't, it's Happy accident.
A movie for its time.
Hey!
I said the thing.
He said it.
We didn't
He said
say
the
it last
thing.
time, but I said the thing.
I don't think this is a movie for its time, though. I think it's a movie for its problem.
It's good because it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the best way possible, though. It's highly entertaining.
No,
I would recommend everyone watch it right now.
Yeah, I mean, who do you think makes the movie though? Like
Jim Carrey.
I feel like it's Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, honestly. Like, they almost have, I don't want to say a love relationship in there, but when you watch the Riddler watching Two-Face on TV, it's like he starts to fall in love with Two-Face, his character.
So real quick to that.
Not that I'm trying to ship characters.
When-
That's weird.
Kiss, kiss, kiss. When the Riddler goes to meet Two-Face, and Tommy Lee Jones is all like, I'm Two-Face, and then he has leather and lace. In the corner, did you notice Jim Carrey just standing there waiting for his cue?
No.
He's just standing there waiting.
That's
And then as it zooms out, he gets hidden, and then he comes out.
Huh. I'll just watch it next time. I'm going to watch this tomorrow.
It's a brief moment, but it's very noticeable as you see it.
Another highlight of this movie, and honestly Batman and Robin, though, like set design wise, other than Chase Meridian's,
I always laugh now when you say that.
I have to say the whole name now.
Real quick, did we cover what the style looked like?
Art Nouveau.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, did we say that
Neoclassical.
in this
Neoclassical.
in this new universe? Did
Yep.
we say that,
No,
Yes.
or was it
Oh,
lost?
no.
we
in
have
the
now
ether?
though. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
also
no,
an ether
it's been
moment.
said.
The other than her office and the research area that Nigma initially works at, every other set in this movie is super interesting. Like, I as a kid really wanted to live in Riddler's apartment. Like, it looks like way too
It almost looks
cluttered.
Like a hallway though.
Yeah, well, I think I don't understand the layout of that room that he's in, because it looks like it has slanted like walls, but it's a square building, and then
It's like an outcropping.
and he's only got like a U to work with or something. Like, it's so strange, but I thought it was so cool as a kid. Like,
Oh yeah.
a weird industrial place with lights.
The
and
one thing I didn't understand, what was his yes no machine supposed to be? Like, was that something he designed?
no idea.
Because if you think it's like one of those Zoltan machines that
That's what I
gives you
always thought it
fortunes,
was.
but I was like, it was very like the character inside of it, like he clearly made that, and then he was like, oh, that's gonna be my costume.
I think that's literally why it was there, just to give him the purpose to be like, oh yes, yeah.
the puzzler. No,
I also don't even understand like, was his machine sentient?
you're digging way
Too much thought.
into a
Still,
comic book
Too much
movie.
thought.
I
Not
know.
even a comic book movie, but a Joel Schumacher comic
How
book
does
movie.
Batman put on his rubber latex suit?
Why can't
and
he
his
turn his
eyeliner?
neck?
I love that the whole time. He climbs up the stairs in his first thing. Gotta move the whole body.
Oh, I still like the idea that when he got shot in the head, he was just playing dead until they took her away. He's like, fine, that bitch is gone.
Well, I'm done being Batman. I
He didn't
guess
get
I can't
shot
come
in the
back.
head. His spidey senses went off, and
Yeah, he
moved
got
his head at
grazed.
the last second and grazed.
Jeez.
Maybe put a kink in his neck, and that's why he was moves like that.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the silver moonlight?
Pale.
Whatever.
How
I
dare
actually
you?
said that during that scene. And I was like, and I also made a note here. Why does every time they show
They do that
his
retell?
parents, like it always gets foggier and foggier.
Well,
There's
it's
more
'cause-
smoke.
As you get older, your memory fades.
And like the I guess maybe because the memory fades, the
Mm-hmm.
gunman always changes his look too. Wearing a hat, not wearing a hat.
Going back to your thing about the Riddler machine, also, I have a note on that this movie resolves issues just because. So, like, the whole chase Batman Bruce, there's nothing that happens in this movie that informs the viewer this is why she's decided to go with Bruce over Batman or vice versa. It's just she shows up in the scene and has now changed her mind. And the same with letting Robin be his sidekick. Other than he pulls him out of the weird, like, rock sand that
Oh,
I
I
still
remember you
don't
tried to
understand what the
explain
fuck
that.
that is.
Literally saves his life.
And
And
then
he's
he's
like,
like, "No."
no, you were reckless.
But
And
then
you
he
were
shows
dangerous.
up wearing the suit and he's just like, yes. Okay.
Because Alfred made it.
Yeah.
That's why.
But I don't know. Okay, now that we're back on that, because this has been something that has stuck with me for literally 20 plus years now. What is that? So he's down. He goes through the trap they have, and he goes down through the chute. He tries to set him on fire, but he does the whole cape thing, and he's totally fine. And so they bust this deal, and all this like grainy, rocky, sandy stuff comes down. And then Robin pulls him out, and then they cut to the next scene, and he looks like he's got like all sorts of cuts and bruises and things like that. And I'm just like, where did that come from? You got rocks poured on you. I could see being like crushed under weight, but when it goes back to it, clearly he's not at the bottom because he's just a hand's reach away, like Frodo and Sam. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like, it's bothered me. Like he's not burnt. He's not cut. Like what has happened here? It almost seems like there was another thing and they reshot it. I guess. Action figure.
It makes the movie better. That's why.
Also,
it hurts my
where does all
head.
the sand come from? That's the part that I don't understand.
It's a very intricate plot.
Did they have big giant sandbags up there and like, all right, collapse those
if,
in.
If you're gonna ask that, why didn't they just shoot him?
Yeah, he had a
they
rocket
can't,
launcher.
They can't all be bad shots. One of them has to hit something, right?
I do like the quote though. Why won't you just die?
Love that. Why can't I kill you?
All my favorite quotes are coming from the Riddler.
They made the movie.
Does anyone else feel like a fried egg?
That really is the split of this movie. You must decide whether you prefer the Riddler or Two-Face, because there's not a whole lot else going like charisma-wise in this movie.
Riddler.
There's unintentional funny from Batman, like was just
right.
Well,
that's what I was gonna say. The very first line of this movie
is a joke.
Is product placement.
Yes.
Can I convince you to take a sandwich, sir? I'll get drive-through.
Yes.
That was for a Burger King ad.
Yes.
Start.
They knew what they were doing. Glad you brought that back up because I totally skipped over that bit. First line is literally a joke.
Did we talk about the mask in this one?
How he was uncomfortable.
Mask? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yep.
What timeline are we in?
Right.
This is hard. It is multiverse, you know.
Wibbly wobbly.
Do you guys have anything else? You got something there.
I was talking about Two-Face. His whole house is split up into to the point where I wonder, what does his toilet look like?
Do you think he's got a split toilet or one on each side?
That's what I wonder. He probably has a split toilet.
Does he only wipe one side?
Like his evil butt cheek and his good butt cheek?
He's got one that's like the softest toilet paper and the other half of the toilet paper is sandpaper.
How far does he go?
These are the real questions, people.
Also, sorry, I had to put a point here. I'm pretty convinced when Mr. Grayson got to the manor, he told
Master Dick.
Master Dick.
Master Dick.
Master Dick.
The first line he shouts
that may be my favorite thing. Of course, Master Dick.
Also, why is he 17 with an encyclopedic knowledge of classic motorcycles?
He's a
He's
carny.
got nothing better to do.
That's all
that's
you
an
gotta
answer
do.
for everything. He's a carny.
He's a flying Grayson.
Speaking of the carnival scene, that is one of the that's the only moment in this movie where there is an actual bit of tension. Like, it is generally kind of unnerving watching them fall in slow motion. It's the only bit of this movie that takes you out of like the comic feel. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, part of me wishes they would have showed the splat because they did the thing where it shows everyone reacting
or at
to
least
it.
hearing a thud.
Yeah.
You don't ever hear anything.
But when you start seeing them slowly fall and like all the sound goes away, I'm just like, even now I'm just like, oh fuck.
That sucks.
Can we talk how jacked Dick is? Dick. he's strong arming this 200 sticks of TNT.
Oh yeah.
And just like,
no problem.
Ha.
That seems to be an ongoing thing with Batman movies. It's the bomb that someone has to run away. Bomb.
Bomb that's way too big.
Yeah.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I put a donut here for Jim Carrey. I wonder how much practice time he had with his cane, because he does some pretty sweet.
He's got
cane
some
tricks.
slick moves.
Supposedly he broke a ton of canes.
Well then, he didn't
I want to
practice
see
at all.
outtakes. We'll have to see this thing as
While
outtakes.
practicing, he would just like hit something and then it would snap.
I was
always
probably
liked
just
his
wood or
skull
like
one.
plexiglass or something.
Yeah,
That skull one with the button. I always thought that one was awesome.
I have a question about the entire ending of this movie. The timeline of this movie, what is it? Not where it's set, because we talked about like 1930s, but also new things. But like literally, how from the start of this movie to the end, how many months passed?
Halloween for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like to build all the infrastructure of the island and all that kind of stuff, and to get people on board with his Enigma like box device and all that, like how much time physically passes in this?
He only seems like the greatest detective because in an hour or 2 hours he figured all that out. But in span of reality, it probably took several years.
That makes it so much worse. Yes, it took him like a year and a half to put Enigma. Clearly, the video's doctored.
Mystery. What's another word for mystery? Enigma.
Puzzle. Oh,
Mr.
that's good
Enigma,
too.
of course. Helicopter.
Oh my god, that was something I didn't think about until this time. I was like, man, it would take us just to build the giant box thing that receives all of it. How long? And then how much did they waste doing the battleship set that they were playing on?
The mines. So we're gonna put these mines in here, and then we're gonna devise a big old battleship scene for inside, and we're gonna have them drive through here.
People talk about the Joker's plan being convoluted in the Dark Knight, like fuck off.
Have you seen the Riddler?
Yeah, I will accept anything after that. Holy
Oh,
shit. Jeez.
What else did I have?
Classic.
Where the meme comes from, we get Batman's creepy ass smile after he has that well moment.
Yeah.
Where he turns
Just the
around
little-
the camera,
little Kilmer smirk.
where the lighting just erases the nose completely, and all you see is these two eyes and just this.
She digs
what-
me.
Would you say that one's creepier, or the one where he kills the guy with the dynamite in... Was that Batman? The original?
That's him.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well enough.
I don't remember.
Like, the big bald guy's like, ha ha! And then...
Oh, and he
who was
pulled
it?
the thing.
It
And
was,
he's
it's
Keaton for sure, yeah.
Keaton kind of looks down at his crotch, and he has a stick of dynamite in his pants, like, huh? And he's like, yeah.
I
And he
want to
punches
say
him.
that's Returns, because I think that's during the scene where they take over the town during, and they've got like the
it's penguin
clowns
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His Joker's goons were different.
Well, he's got an assault rifle, machine guns even on his Batmobile. And that we were talking about that earlier, how he murders people.
Yeah.
Keaton murders people. That's right.
straight up murders
I
people.
forgot to mention as we were talking about the journalists. So the newscaster who's announcing the Riddler's name, he's like likes to call him the Riddler, and then he smiles as if thinking it's a ridiculous name, and yet this whole time they're talking about Batman like it's fine and cool. Like, that's not a weird name.
Batman, Two-Face, and the Riddler.
Get a load of fucking this guy. Doc Ock.
Also, Batman, how rigid he is. Like, not only just because he can't move his neck,
Yeah.
but just when he's walking, when he's doing anything, he just has this rigidness about him that just...
That's the
sounds
suit.
unsettling,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. It's not a whole lot of give to that. They definitely made the improvements as the movies went on. It does make it super fun though at the end when they always have him running in front of the signal because you see like his whole body and his ears. yeah. Looks like he's doing a head bobble the whole way.
I also want to talk about the Riddler's suit. So it changes through the movie. He goes from a really cool ass like tailored suit, and then he goes to this weird ass skin body suit, and then he has that. I prefer the pop up collar suit, honestly.
Yeah.
The one in that toy that you don't have on here,
Yeah.
but
the regular like business suit.
the
he did get a
classic,
light up
yeah.
coat that I thought was pretty dope. I kind of wish he would have stayed consistent.
Don't
with
skip
something.
past his Liberace lounge coat.
I wish he would have at least stuck with one thing.
Was Schumacher out of the closet at this point or was that not till later?
Is Schumacher gay?
100%.
Oh, what?
100%.
I mean, that might.
Does this movie
that
make
might
more sense to you
explain a
guys now?
lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I didn't know.
Cod
that.
piece, ass shots, and all that. Like, 100%
That
gay.
makes a lot more sense now.
But I don't know if he was out of the closet yet or not. Because I feel like if not, this would be very similar to Judas Priest, where people look back on it like, how did we not know?
Is Priest gay?
The singer. Oh my God. Hey, do you know about Freddie Mercury?
What?
Wait. Do you know who Garfield is?
Which one?
Cloverfield. No? God damn it.
I don't like that movie.
I may have botched it. No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
Schumacher is now definitely openly gay, but I don't know at the time if he was or not, honestly.
Seal,
Makes a lot of sense though,
He
right?
made the Kiss from
I mean-
a Rose version 1 short video, and he also made Phantom of the Opera. I'm trying to figure
It's
out other movies
2018,
where he's
Tom.
really
I'm
popping
tired
out.
of your intolerance.
I'm not intolerant of it. I'm just trying to think of like where it started to show the most. But
Speaking of Seal, though, that is
Feels
my very last note, is that the score of this movie is actually pretty good. Is it Danny Elfman? I feel like it's got to be Danny Elfman, right?
Most likely.
It fucking sounds.
I would assume.
It fucking sounds like a Danny Elfman score. If it's not, they were like, "Hey, make it him." But
Make it sound like him.
the score is cool, but this is by far my
composed
favorite.
by Elliot Goldenthal.
ripped him straight off.
It was released in conjunction with the soundtrack counterpart.
Which it's way better. This might be my favorite movie, it's like song tying of all time. Kiss from a Rose. I don't know why it's in this movie. They have no tie-in to a rose. You were very correct. It should be in the next one.
Yes.
Although I don't think in Batman and Robin they make a deal about the rose for his wife like they do in the animated series. But anytime that comes on the radio and I hear da 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 da
It's like,
da
yes.
da 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 Batman.
I swear to you, when I was during my time over in California, I swore up and down to someone talking about this movie that this song was from Batman and Robin, and I just feel like an idiot after finding out it wasn't. I was like,
You were wrong about something?
no, what a surprise! No, I was so confident on it, like not. Anyway, gotta see what else do I have on. Yeah, he gets the new Batman suit in this movie too, doesn't he?
Yeah,
the one
he's
without
got the-
nipples, but more of an ass.
Oh,
And,
we see it. We get right up in there. A lot of zoom shots in this too. A lot of zooms and
it
Dutch
all-
tilts.
That makes a lot of
Tilts,
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy Rusted Metal Batman.
Oh yeah, Burt Ward.
Yes. I have he's like, holy metal, the grates that were used. Well, fuck off, Robin.
The ground.
rusted.
It's
They have
rusted,
holes in 'em.
full of holes.
There are several lines from Kilmer where he's just not even trying.
No, yeah, 100%.
Holy rusted metal Batman.
What? Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
This movie really messed with my entire perspective of Val Kilmer. Until relatively recently, I thought he was not a good actor, but then obviously watching Tombstone and Heat and all that kind of stuff. Oh, so when it's a good movie, he tries. I see.
Saint.
I don't think so. No,
Have you seen him in Kill the Irishman?
I don't think so. I've seen him in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That was pretty good.
Isn't he in isn't there a lion movie like Ghosts of the Wind or something like that where he's hunting a man eating lion or some shit?
I need to see that.
Movie.
Holy shit!
It's kind of spooky.
Is he still fat?
I think so. Yeah.
That's all I know him from is Batman, and he's fat.
Well, he kind of dropped off.
I mean, I got a lot of room to talk, but
I think
lost
he
the
ended
weight.
up being one of those difficult to work with actors not long after this, and he kind of just drops off.
well,
Thanks to
I
Amy,
think we
'cause
touched on
was
it
saggy now, too.
Yeah.
that no one got along in this production, except maybe Carrie.
I feel like Tommy Lee Jones probably didn't like Jim Carrey. I get that feeling.
No, and that's part of it. He's gone on record as saying that he hated his whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
hated the whole shtick. But Kilmer and Schumacher, specifically, this is why Kilmer didn't come back.
Yeah, butted heads.
He said, "Fuck it,
Yeah.
I'm not doing the next
Yeah.
one." That's why they got Clooney.
I can see that
Ghost
too,
in
because
the
I
Dark.
feel like he would have signed on when it was still supposed to be a very gritty and real Batman, because that seems more of a Kilmer thing to do at the time versus this. I don't know. That makes sense though. And then we got George Clooney. Rip. He would. I honestly do think though he would do awesome now if they kind of already did Old Man Batman with the newer one, but if they did legitimate Dark Knight Returns with Old Man Batman, I think George Clooney would nail it now.
I think they should do a film from when Batman's dead. Because didn't they do an animated series of that one where Batman's dead?
Flashpoint.
Yeah, I think you should do an actual one. That would probably be pretty good. Especially in the times of the grittiness that's going on now.
In theory, it's a good idea, but in practice, Warner Brothers does not know how to make a live-action movie that's not just Wonder Woman right now.
No.
Even Wonder Woman, that's only really good
In
because
comparison. Yeah, I'm with you. I really enjoyed it, but
No,
it definitely came right
did
off
too.
of what was before it, and then following up, it was just
Yeah.
it made it a beacon of greatness.
As long as you do a competent movie,
Yeah.
it looks like a shiny beacon.
It's crazy that all we need is a competent movie.
Yeah.
And not I guess it did turn into a CGI battle at the end. Dang it.
Yeah.
Let's just ignore that part. Ignore the last third.
Up until then, yeah.
Ignore the ending.
So, continue. I'll go on my tangent.
I was going to talk about how DC is going to do all women now
Oh.
because they're doing the Harley Quinn movie, Wonder Woman. What's the next one? Supergirl. I think they're pushing for a Supergirl movie.
She had a TV show, didn't she?
Yeah, I think it's still
what I
going on. Something like that.
I don't.
They're kind of pushing that all female stuff because Wonder Woman worked, so that's what everyone wants now. They want this.
I just feel like the women in the DC universe, and I might be out of place.
Check
on
your
this.
privilege.
Yeah, like, well, in comparison to the Marvel universe, I just don't know that there's as many compelling women in the DC universe.
I think you could find a lot. You just have to have the right writer.
That's valid, I guess.
Like,
But the majority of what I think of are the villains. Like, Harley Quinn is not a hero, so I don't get where we're pushing that narrative. She's also not a...
she's kind of an anti-hero now.
And I don't know when that happened. And I
after
don't know
Suicide Squad.
I don't know what the love for her is from, especially women, because she's not a fucking strong role model. She is she purposely
story to
stays
tell
in
you.
an abusive relationship for no reason. But if you take the Joker out, they don't even take the Joker out. He's in Suicide Squad and he's still a piece of shit to her. And she's like, I love you, Mr. J. That's what the fuck. Where did she become the icon of like female empowerment in comparison to Wonder Woman?
Isn't there her bit in the comics where she's kind of having a heart-to-heart with Poison Ivy?
Oh, yeah, they're
because
friends.
they have like kids and stuff.
I think they're in a relationship.
It depends on who's writing it, but I think newer ones he's right, which
think
makes
that's-
sense. It's probably a healthier relationship.
Because I've seen on
Anything's
interviews,
better
like, all
than
the-
Joker.
Yeah, he just beats the shit out of her. And she's like, he doesn't mean it.
Putin. Yeah,
He
right.
just sometimes he loses control.
That is exactly what her character is.
Uncomfortable.
That irritates
Yeah.
me. That women are like, I love Harley Quinn. She's so good. It's like, no, she's fucking not.
okay.
She.
I knew a guy who's like, yeah, I need to find me my Harley Quinn. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you want someone who is just completely obedient and terrified of you.
I'm like, oh no.
Fuck off.
don't
Same,
wanna
it's probably the same person that thinks the Joker's awesome. The Joker is not awesome. The Joker's a piece of shit.
He's
He's terrifying.
No, Jared Leto's Joker was amazing.
I didn't hate it, if I'm being honest.
I'm really actually kind of excited for Phoenix's.
He does look good. He does. He look. I mean, all we have is like a 2-second clip of him walking, but it already looks better than Jared Leto, so I'm
Right.
on board.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably not sending people used condoms and dead rats.
anal beads. I think I'm kind of excited the idea of the startup of where Joker came from, because I mean, there's been plenty of movies about that.
Yeah, that's the least of my thing. The Joker should not have a solid backstory.
No.
But I'm saying, like,
it
as
should
a
be
failed comedian,
ambiguous.
they don't ever
Yeah.
play on that in any of the on the stuff, like
Well,
any of the like.
To be fair, how many Joker incarnations have we seen?
Yeah, it's true.
Where he's
Enough.
actually a Joker.
In the
The only
movies,
one I
we've
can-
already seen multiple.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's the only one that's ever actually nailed the Joker. Maybe a little with Nicholson,
Nicholson,
but even then,
Good,
that was
but
like 30
yeah.
years ago.
and it's not quite
Ledger didn't
right.
do any jokes. Leto was.
He
no.
did a couple.
A magic
You should
trick is not a
know.
joke.
You bought it.
Do I look like a man with a plan?
Yeah.
I'm like a dog. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I catch it.
I
Chaos.
think that was the perfect timing though, because that solidified back to what the Joker should be. The Joker should be terrifying. Like, he should be unpredictable and a psychopath, because the animated Joker and Jack Nicholson Joker to a degree too were almost too happy-go-lucky jokey. They did kill people, kind of, but it didn't bring the true terror of what the Joker should be. He's unstoppable and unpredictable. But at the same time, now every single Joker has to be fucking Heath Ledger, why so serious, and all that, which kind of, it's outplayed at this point.
It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
You gotta find that right mix. Just like with Batman.
That's why I'm ready for that new campy Batman.
It's gonna make.
If
it
only
round
we still
back
had
around
Adam
again.
West.
Yeah.
Adam Weed.
It would have been cool if he would have been like Gordon or something.
Yeah, something on there.
Till not. The last
Bring
thing-
back Keaton as Gordon. I'd watch. Or Alfred. Why not?
That'd be weird.
Last bit that I have in my notes is that fall at the very end, and I know this is nitpicking. I know this is, but I was just curious, and so I went in and did some math, and the fall that they do at the end, going back to the building of this tower, it was almost a mile long. Because they
Two-Face's
fell,
fall?
Batman when he's
Oh, when he
going
catches
back
them?
down,
Yeah.
they fall for about 17 or so seconds. Just an estimated. At a massive,
my
I
God.
averaged them at 175 pounds. I'm over guessing.
No, you're underguessing Batman. He's easily 220, bro. He's
Which
jacked.
per person equals to about. It would take 17.5 seconds until impact.
The
which I
average
was counting,
17-year-old probably only weighs 120.
which equaled to 4,921 feet, which equals to 0.93 miles. So that tower was really fucking tall.
This is like the 7 mile long
Look
runway
at
in
the
Fast
big
and Furious.
brain on Thomas.
No, I can.
Can you do me a favor and put your glasses up real quick? Thank you. I am very smart.
I
Nerd.
was just curious. 'Cause I'm like,
Nerd.
this seems way too much, and then like now they have to go all the way back, and Batman has
Doesn't
a
have to
zip
go back, he's
line
got-
that's that long. Like, where does he keep it? You know,
Where
his
does he find
utility
those
belt.
wonderful toys?
blind as a bat, and floop, and then he. What was the point of that too? What was the point of him having those little shades that flip down?
That was the sonar.
The toy.
So he wouldn't get blind. The toy, yeah.
Yeah.
But no one else got blind. Just a big explosion happened.
To let him,
Is that really your problem with the movie? It doesn't make sense.
You needed more alcohol for this.
It's boiling acid! If that guy was there, and he's like, oh no, Batman knocked out the lights, I can't see!
That's why
see
I need
without my
him.
hearing aid.
I need the security guard. as my
Batman, are you
commentator
there?
For the whole film.
That would be such a good DVD commentary. That would rival Robert Downey Jr. staying in character from Tropic Thunder. I would watch that.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, if you watch the commentary, he does it as.
I've never seen Tropic Thunder. Didn't I tell you this last time?
Maybe, but it's new information again. Like, new information has come to light, man.
This is just like with the Judas Priest revelation.
So, you're familiar with his character in that, though, right?
Yeah, he does
He
he
is.
dresses up as
Playing a
different.
character.
Correct.
Playing a
I
character.
don't want to say blackface, but
He does, yes. He is an Australian actor in the movie.
okay.
And he's supposed to be kind of making fun of Daniel Day-Lewis, who we talked earlier. People that go really method. Like, that's his
I don't
archetype that
finish
he's
until
parroting.
the DVD commentary.
And then in the DVD commentary, he literally, so he like changes characters throughout the movie. So most of the movie he's playing Lincoln Osiris, who is, he's had corrective surgery to like actually pigment coloration or whatever. And so he does it in that voice. Later on in the movie, the makeup gets pulled away and he's back as Kirk Lazarus, who is his Australian person. And so once that happens, he goes back over to his Australian accent and does it as him. And then once they go to credits, he finally goes to Robert Downey Jr. And I was just like, this man is a national treasure. This is amazing. This is the greatest commentary of all time.
Goodness.
I don't read the script. Script reads me.
Do we have anything else for Batman Forever?
I don't.
No.
I'm fresh
Man,
out.
we're off the rails here.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up with the old WTF moment. Multitude to pick.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
This
Just the
movie
whole
was
movie.
really boring.
Nothing.
Maybe
like,
it's because I've seen it so many times when I was younger, and when I was younger, it was fresh. It was good.
in moments like that where we've both seen them, sometimes we'll pull from like when we originally watched it. We remember like something being really weird, and we're just like, "What the fuck?" Or thinking now, like, "What the fuck? How did that happen?" We can come back to you if you want
Yeah, you might
to
have to.
gestate on it for a second. What do you got? Me? Batman telling everyone who the fuck he is. I'm Batman.
That one does stick out.
I would say mine was the goodbye, cruel world. Yep, case clearly closed. Like, what the fuck? Like, no.
Yep, definitely
It doesn't work that
suicide.
way.
He literally says, "Yep, definitely suicide." Good job, Gordon. This entire first 4 movies is what made me as a child think that Commissioner Gordon was just a fucking oaf. Like growing up and finally seeing like the Nolan trilogy and reading Year One and other actually getting into like more adult Batman comics, like. Gordon is a very competent detective and policeman.
Right.
But these movies play him out to be just a fucking idiot.
100%.
When he ended the movie, signal, he's not coming. Batman, yeah, there he goes. And he just turns.
When Chase hits the signal, he comes running up in his like underwear and his thing. It's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Nothing." Cock blocker.
Undercurrent,
Subverted.
subtext.
Yeah, subtext. There it is.
Subtext, cock blocker.
Yeah. Jesus. Anything spring to mind, or you want to just
I
jump
mean,
to?
I mean, the whole "I'm Batman" that sticks out.
It in
So,
a
like-
movie of oddities, that is the oddest.
Yeah.
I do wonder.
No, I just got nothing.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but Will Smith, in his contracts, has it written, and I don't know if this is still the case, but this definitely was the case, which explained a lot when I found this out, that if he has signed into a movie, he's contractually able to have his team go through the script and then change the dialogue to be more Will Smithy, and I kind of wonder if that's what happened with Jim Carrey in this movie. How much of this was written dialogue, and how much of this was him just being Jim Carrey? Yeah, and just
I think a lot was
spitting.
Carrey.
Like it seems 100% him.
I guess this is the last bit of trivia I have. Supposedly, it might have been Jim Carrey's idea to shave a question mark into his scalp, like into his hair or whatnot. He didn't because he had a court date for his divorce proceedings.
Good call.
Which that may
He's
have
losing
been-
everything if he does that.
I just don't have a moment. I don't know. I wasn't really into the movie.
How dare
Maybe Batman and Robin.
I do feel like this is not a movie to watch by yourself.
Yeah,
Like this is more
So
of
I
one
thought
of
we should
those
have a
get
watch
kind of
party for this next
inebriated.
one.
Exactly.
that may work better.
Yeah, that may. I think you're right on that.
Do that.
Yeah.
What's next?
Favorite scene.
I just put in there. Hardcore laundry. We talked about it.
That's what I forgot.
Fucking
Laundry Kung Fu.
Yes.
With Robin spinning and kicking, whipping laundry, using the fucking mop to wring it out and just mopping up the floor. It's like,
Oh, it drove me crazy because there's a dryer right there. Why is he hang drying his clothes
Is there a
indoors?
clothesline inside, yeah.
Oh my god! And now being a appliance installer, like it drives me crazy. Like I notice appliances now. Don't even get me started on the train wreck that's down at the end of this hall.
Oh, for sure.
There's a zip tie attached to nothing.
Where?
So when
the
you
washing
when you install a washer, there obviously you got the hot and cold coming in, and then you've got a drain pipe going out. Generally, the drain pipe comes with like this U-shaped plastic piece that you feed it through, and then you zip tie it to one of the the hot or cold lines, so that that can't water can't force it out somehow. There's a zip tie not attached to the drain pipe. There's just a copper pipe in there that they tied it around. They didn't even pull it tight. It's sitting on it loose, doing absolutely fuck all. It's crazy.
Well, that's not our team, because those are managed by the people who are installing them.
Oh my god, it triggered me so hard.
Was
I
that
showed Xavier when we were here earlier. I was like, look at this shit.
Can you believe this?
Someone must understand with me.
Was that your what the fuck moment?
Of life, yes. Amongst many things, it was that.
All right. Favorite scene then?
We'll go clockwise.
I got nothing.
Nothing sticks
I
out.
got so bored. You don't.
Nothing.
I
Not
don't
even
really
at the
wanna
end.
say
with,
what I was
"I'm
actually-
Batman."
I don't even want. I don't even want to say. At that point, that was in character. Sure. That makes so much sense to me that he'd be so fried, and he's like, "Yes, I'm Batman. Look at me." That wasn't even the weirdest thing he did.
It is kind of strange though. It and a movie that shouldn't in no way have this much cerebral thought to it is he messed up, or is he still being an enigma?
I would say he's fried.
I kind of
Okay,
I don't know. I think because he plays it off to her like, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't tell you. So it makes me think he might still be in
that
control
was the
there.
build up.
Yeah.
My what the fuck is probably gonna be Carrie the Riddler after he's been fried. He's just all like,
Okay, yeah.
like that's unsettling. That stuck with me.
Too many questions.
And then
Oh yeah, it just raises too many questions.
Too many questions. No favorite scene though. Nothing. Not even the credits.
Was there anything in the credits?
Well, just I've
just
hated
the
movies in the past and been like, thank God. Credits.
Okay. Favorite scene. Supposedly, Nicole Kidman, right? That's what this is.
Yep.
Supposedly, for the balcony scene when she's wrapped in the towel, she was actually naked.
True.
Reportedly. So when that scene popped up, I'm like, no, I can't really tell anything.
There is a new movie coming out that she's in, and it's one of those movies where everyone's like, her performance is amazing. Similar to Charlize Theron when she did, was it Monster? Where she played the lady that was the serial killer, basically. Like, people were trying to rape her, and so she was serial killing them.
I think so.
Anyways, long story longer. It kind of seems like one of those ones where it's just like they didn't try to make her pretty. So she's a tour de force. Like, they've got her, with shaved eyebrows and all sorts of shit. It does actually look generally pretty good, but it kind of gave me that vibe. It seems like anytime an actress decides to not be pretty in a movie, everyone's like, wow, so brave.
So brave.
That's brave. Speaking of credits, though, my favorite scene was the second half of the credits. Because that's when they start playing Kiss from a Rose.
Seal song.
It's the only Seal song I know, and it's the only one I need.
I think I know two. I don't remember what the other one is. Is there anything ever after that?
MVP.
MVP? Oh yeah, Jim Carrey, Riddler, 100%.
Yeah,
Solid
coming
movie for
100%.
me. That's why I picked that one because I was like, is it going to be his Batman Robin thing? It was either Arnold or Jim Carrey. I went with Jim.
It's a good call.
It is a good choice.
I think it's better in the long run.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I loved Carrey at his peak. At mid 90s, he could do no wrong.
100%. That's kind of like it's not a popular opinion that Adam Sandler.
No, same way.
He was
at his
really
peak,
good.
untouchable. Before whatever it is he does now with his tax scam.
I think if you're put up, gun to your head right now, and it's like, do you want to watch same time period, Jim Carrey movie or Adam Sandler movie? Like, Jim Carrey's winning that battle every time.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah,
I'd
he's
have
winning.
to watch Dumb and Dumber.
Like, I think that Jim Carrey holds up more than Adam Sandler does. Like,
Oh,
there's
for
no part of me wants to go
hilarity,
watch. No
100%.
part of me wants to watch Big Daddy or Billy Madison or maybe not Little Nicky. But I'll go watch Dumb and Dumber right now.
I could go for Billy Madison. But if you're saying Carrey or
Yeah.
Sandler, it's Carrey.
I just feel like if I watch Billy Madison now, he's gonna irritate me. I think out of that time
How
frame,
much of that is because of his current stuff, though?
I know just the man child is, I guess, not the issue, but it's the voicing. He's very irritable in that movie, and I think with me now, I would have an issue with it. As obviously as a kid, it was hilarious, and my shampoo is no condition, it's better. Like now, it would grate on me, I think.
Right.
Whereas watching Dumb and Dumber, still hilarious because
That's the thing.
it's not just the voices. It's not a voice-based thing. It's a character.
He's got a very wide range of comedy. Like
Yeah.
he's got the I'm an idiot comedy to the over the top comedy to like Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yep.
Like this psychotic comedy.
Cable guy. Yeah,
He
he does a voice in that, and it's not grating. It's just part of the character, if that makes
Right.
sense. And I think out of like there's three big comedy stars at the time, especially like we're all how old are you? We're all the same age,
30.
right? Close enough.
True.
It's close enough. We can do it on one hand.
I forget that I'm older than you.
So-
but 2 years.
Like people our age, growing up, there would have been three big movie comedians. You have Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, Chris Farley, right? Out of those three, I think only two of them still hold up, and I think it's because they didn't rely too much on being just a funny voice. They were more like Chris Farley. 100% has physical comedy down, like
Oh yeah.
100%. Like it doesn't matter what's
It
happening.
went easy for him too.
Jim Carrey has the delivery and like, oh yeah, just delivery. Like no matter what he says, it sounds funny. Like whether he's Ace Ventura or like Cable Guy, whatever. But I don't know that Adam Sandler fully holds up. But I think
like
he's the
Dan
best
Cook of
actor
comedy.
of
He's
the
got
three,
one
maybe.
solid things that he just runs with.
Yeah. When he like ran over me, fantastic. Although Jim Carrey's really good in Eternal Sunshine, so maybe.
Oh, Rain Over Me.
Yeah.
Okay, ran over me. The car? I
don't
never
know.
saw that. I wanted to.
Maybe we'll have to watch an Adam Sandler movie and we'll compare and contrast and then do a deeper dive on them. Because now I'm kind of curious. Because I haven't gone back and watched an Adam Sandler movie. Like Happy Gilmore, I think would still hold up because that's mostly again him. Just it's more of that situation being funny more so
Fits
than
more with his character. than,
yeah. Huh.
I'm a water boy. No.
Yeah. That's another one where he just does a fucking voice the whole time.
Yep.
Remember that time that Bobby Boucher came back during halftime, helped the bourbon bowl, won the bourbon bowl? And it's just like, okay, all right, we get it. Captain Insano. Anyways, you did yours, right?
Yeah, it's Carrey.
I can't decide if mine is Joel Schumacher or the guy in the vault.
Batman!
Every part of me wants to say Schumacher, but just for the history of this damn podcast, I'm going with the Vault guy.
All right.
Vault boy wins. Every time the movie starts out, I immediately am in such a happy mood just because of him. And now that I know that he comes back, it's Batman. I'm going.
I
with
wish he was in more of the movie.
Oh.
I wish he was the sidekick.
Oh God, yes.
him as Robin,
Oh,
and but
my
put him in
God.
like the Burt Ward Robin, where
Yes,
it's just
with the
nothing but legs.
Oh. Golly, Batman!
Oh my God.
Holy rusted metal!
He is the underdog of the film.
What?
He's the heart and the
underappreciated.
soul, really. It's a moving performance, you know, a triumph, a tour de force.
Brave.
So brave. So brave.
Well,
Oh my god.
that concludes the episode as far as I know.
Yeah.
Any additions? You, no. Are we doing the Batman? Are we going to do a movie night? Watch together?
Lance, are you going to come back for the next one?
Can I do my Arnold the entire time?
100% if you want.
No.
I'm going to propose some things here.
As an editor.
So, Lance, no, not even that. Lance, if you want to be on this, like every time, 100% fully open. But we might have to restructure how this works. Like, do we still want to do 2 a month, or do we want to just do alternating who gets to pick? You know what I'm saying? It's still like go to 3 a month, or do you want to do 2 a month and then switch? Because if that's the case,
I don't know how we do 3 a month, because if you do the first 15th and the 30th, you're basically
back to
busting
back,
2
right?
of
We'd
them
have to
out.
figure it
Yeah.
out. That'd be tricky.
I'm entirely fine just you guys choosing.
And then you just
And
being here.
if you're stuck on something, I can throw one out.
Okay.
Because I'm sure most of the movies, I'm sure we have pretty similar tastes.
Oh, yeah, most likely.
Or at least I'd want to see whatever we're talking about. I do really like the thing you guys were doing where you have like a degree of separation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this actor was in this one, or this director did this one. I like the idea that you could then backtrace your entire catalog.
Yes.
I like that.
What if we do a wild card? And you can just call it in whenever you want. So if we get a movie where you have one that
Veto.
ties to it and you want to watch a specific movie because of the connection, you can just slam that down at any point.
All I can think of is Sunny when I was watching that.
Wild card.
You're the wild card. What are you doing?
I cut the brakes. Wild card. I do.
You're the
We'll do
tiebreaker.
Batman and Robin. We will do Batman and Robin next, so you can do your Arnold. But after that,
You don't have to.
no.
You don't have to.
I do kind of just want to watch it because there are some positives about that movie that I do want to put out there. But after that, we're 100% doing Daredevil.
Oh, Jesus. You just really want to watch it.
Yes.
That's understandable.
Cool.
God, I can't think of his name, and I should know it. Michael Clark Duncan. That's it.
Kingpin. Yeah.
Kingpin, yeah.
Yep.
Coffey. John Coffey.
He is now officially the second best Kingpin after Vincent D'Onofrio.
Mic drop.
I haven't seen it.
It's good. Wrap it up, brah.
All right, so yeah, that's been our episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be Batman and Robin. So thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Bye.